All right, hey Ted, what's up?
Hey man, how's it going?
I'm good. Wow. Can you believe that we are already number 3 on a worldwide podcast thanks to our listeners after only 2 episodes?
It's been a wild ride, man. It's been cool.
How are you handling like all the phone calls we've been getting and stuff like that and like the kind of the corporate kind of
Well,
side of things?
I've been handling it well.
Good. Yeah, I don't at this point I don't want to start accepting all the money that they're throwing at us right now and change the format. I want to keep the format the way we have it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a free podcast.
Yeah. We're not going to charge
for the foreseeable future. It'll be a free podcast.
Yeah, we're going to keep it free. We're not going to start charging an arm and a leg. We're not going to have a product placement. We're not going to start telling you things that we don't believe.
It's going to be mostly ad free. Special shout out to Ralph's.
Special shout out to Ralph's grocery store. I go there often. Okay, so first one we did Facebook. Second episode we did food. This episode we're doing fashion.
Yeah.
Everyone loves fashion.
Yes.
From the lowliest pauper to the mightiest king, everyone has their own fashion, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's such a broad word that I think that everyone, whether it's cultivated or not, you can describe it as fashion. Yeah. So I'm on the wiki page. Special negative shout out to Time Warner Cable and their poor internet service.
Yeah, we were gonna watch TV tonight, and now we're forced to do a podcast.
Yeah, so
thanks a lot.
Special negative shout out to them.
Reverse shout out. Time Warner Cable, you suck. Everyone knows that they suck.
Speaking of fashion, special positive shout out to my buddy Evan Weiner, who's over in England working for Adidas. Adidas, one of our, they set some fashion trends themselves. Evan was size 13.
Adidas is my favorite. Always been my favorite athletic company. I always like them. I think they're a little different.
Audie Dossler, brand with the 3 stripes.
Run DMC. My Adidas. My Adidas.
Exactly. My Adidas. David Beckham. No, is David Beckham Nike or Adidas? He's Adidas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So fashion trends, fashion no-nos, fashion faux pas, fashion trends we'd like to see, fashion trends we're happy to see go. I want to talk about Uggs on women, Uggs on men. Ted, you have a big collection of Uggs. Tell us about those.
I have 3 or 4 pair.
Right.
They're mostly the low tops.
Yep.
I find that I don't need the ankle support when I'm doing like the same kind of stuff. When I'm doing UGG activities, I won't need the ankle support. Tom Brady's doing ads for Uggs now. And he's doing some of the more sensible low cut.
Yep.
Sort of like I would call it cabin wear, really.
Yep.
I think it's mostly just for around the cabin or around the pied-à-terre. Like anytime you have a second vacation home in sort of like a cold area, that's when I think that you would wear those.
Yeah. So for some time we've been saying people they'll wear them everywhere, and this is nothing new. This is 8 or 9 years now going on, but they'll wear them everywhere. They'll wear them to the grocery store. They'll wear them to school. They'll wear them to concerts and the beach and anything. But I feel like there was a time like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, maybe a year or 2 ago, when they kind of went out of fashion, and I'm seeing them everywhere now again.
So there's it's sort of like a I guess what was it, 02 when they first went from just being like surfers and like people from Australia, and Dad had them when we were growing up.
Dad did have Uggs.
Yeah.
Yes, he was one of the first people to wear them
that I
in
knew.
the States.
He's one of the first people that I knew that had Uggs.
Isn't that weird that our dad was a trendsetter back then? That's so weird. And now they're the cool thing, right back again. So I don't know. Yeah, I have to get mine back from the cleaners. But yeah, I'll wear Uggs anywhere.
Who started like that? Was it like the Paris Hiltons of the world, the Lindsay Lohans of the world that like had them in '02?
I believe so. So anyway, Uggs are back. Now's the time to repurchase or dust them off, get them out again. All right, next fashion trend.
Another sort of old one that's staying solid, and I finally caved in and started doing it. Is the Colin Farrell move with the stocking cap where you pull it back so about a half inch or a quarter inch of your hair is showing.
Okay.
Mixed with a little bit of facial hair. That was, basically coined by, I think Colin in, like the Recruit era, Colin Farrell. Maybe even before the Recruit. I feel like the Recruit was 03, 04, and I feel like he was doing that 02, 03, around the time that he was dating Britney Spears. He had the sort of like Faustian sort of, I don't know, Lord Henry Wotton, like pointy beard type thing going with the leather cuffs. That was when leather cuffs started getting big.
Yes. Yes.
But I was at this bar, the Hudson, last night, and it's still really popular in LA to wear the stocking cap inside with it pulled back a little bit. I've been doing it since I've been experimenting with more facial hair.
Okay.
I think it's cool. I do it semi-ironically because it's so, like, on the nose, douchebag, sort of, like, there's something sheepish, not sheepish in the sense of, like, the way people normally use the word, but sheep is like a follower. Yeah.
Herd-like.
There's something very follower and conformist just about doing that general look with a deep V-neck, the pulled back stocking cap.
Yeah.
And a little bit of facial hair, and maybe the leather cuff. I feel like the leather cuff isn't quite back yet.
I don't think so. I like the leather cuff, personally. Shout out to my friend Freddie Matara, who custom makes these leather cuffs in his workshop in New York. If you're listening, Freddie.
Freddie, I'm a 5-inch leather cuff size.
No, he makes some of the best. Yeah, I have 4 of those from Freddie Matara. It's amazing stuff. But they're really thick leather. Zach Wildware is one of my favorite guitarists. He has these real big, thick ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I like them. I don't think they're back at all. But they should come back soon. They probably will be back soon.
Yeah.
I feel like.
What's your take on the pullback stocking cap? Another thing that sort of goes with that look is the sort of the snapped Western shirt, the vintage.
I do not like the snapped Western shirt. I think it's a little bit. I don't know. I think it's a little too. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. It's I don't know. It just doesn't fit with. I mean, we're not in the Old West, and so, it just looks a little weird.
I like the snap Western shirt when it's not done with everything else, because it feels like you're just checking off the sort of like things of whatever the look du jour is. I like the snapped Western shirt when it's worn, with a pair of Levi's 501s with, that doesn't have a contrived like wash on it. Yeah,
but a lot of people misuse it though. You have to look a certain way to pull it off. I think you can't look like. I mean, there's so many people look like. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It just doesn't look right. You have to be judicious with it.
It's sort of the Hollywood or the buttoned, or the snap Western shirt. It's used by both hipsters and the Hollywood douche, and there's some overlap in look. It's a little bit like disheveled and sort of not caring.
Yeah.
Hipsters won't do the deep V-neck as much.
Right.
But they'll do the Western shirt with like a thin hoodie.
And they'll put on the
skinny jeans down to Adidas Samba turf shoes.
Yeah, they'll put like on a shitty like thrift store like ironic T-shirt rather than like a V-neck.
Yeah, they'll do like a yellow like camp shirt from like 1982.
Right, exactly.
Like a thin sort of faded yellow one under like a light brown plaid Western shirt with the snaps.
Right.
That's what I think. Yeah,
and like a sweatband, like a wrist sweatband.
Yeah,
that's like.
And I think the Hollywood hipster douche will do more of a red-based snap shirt.
Mm-hmm. But you're right. There is a lot of overlap. Like the hipster will have like a sport sweatband like on his wrist or forearm, like an ironic sense. The Hollywood douche will have like the leather cuff. You know,
Yeah.
they'll both have the Western snap shirt. But then you know, and then maybe like the hipster will have like a mesh hat, mesh trucker cap. And then maybe like the Hollywood douche will have the pullback stocking cap. But here's a question though. Here's a question. Which is worse, the hipster or the Hollywood douche? Which is more annoying? Which is more heinous? Which is more shitty? I'm gonna well, go ahead. No,
you know what? I think it's the hipster conforming to a very standard like uniform look. Like if you want to like see this look just like done like with reckless abandon, just completely just people just you know jumping off the cliff, you know, drinking the Kool-Aid with it. You know, go to a show at UCB. Love UCB, take classes there. Shout out to my teacher Chad Carter.
Chad.
It's, you know, but there's a lot of people that go there and hang out in the sort of Franklin Village area, near the Bourgeois Pig coffee shop, etc. There's a lot of people there, and I think the hipster is smarter. I think the hipster should know better. I think the Hollywood douche just goes along with it and is like, look, you know, I live in LA. Yeah. I'm going to probably meet hot girls this way. I'm going to dress like my friends do. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hipsters are smart. Like I'm like a quarter hipster. Like look at our vinyl collection. You know, I'm from Southeast Portland. Like I have hipster blood. Like I can like make fun of them without like feeling bad.
Right.
So the thing is, I think that they're smarter.
Right.
They should know that they're just, you know, and there's something about like a smart hipster who sort of is anti-conformist, yet they're conforming. So I mean, there's that whole like paradox, or you know.
Like hypocrisy, or
yes.
like, or
hypocrisy. Yeah. I think it's very educated, sort of you know, Pabst Blue drinking, like sort of armchair, sort of Monday morning.
Because ostensibly the reason they took on these affectations initially was to be different, and yet now that they've basically established a uniform, and they're not being different.
A lot of hipsters who are these sort of like actually smart, sort of, but like, you know, I call them dive bar philosophers, you know?
Right.
Hanging out with a Pabst in hand, sort of like talking about how, like, you know, like, none of the political parties are like the right answer. Like, is Obama the lesser of two evils? Absolutely. And I'm voting for him. But, you know, like, those kind of people, like, and a lot of times they are, like, smart, but they're just sort of doing this, like, thin hoodie, you know, the skinny, like, cigarette jeans, as they call them.
Yeah.
The turf shoes, you know. The ironic mustache that looks like, you know, a Jason Lee mustache. Yeah. My name is Earl. Like, it feels like...
Yeah.
And, like, the sort of, like, uniform, like, nostalgia that everyone from that sort of, like, clique, like... just has to be all about like a Nintendo shirt, you know?
Yeah, well we'll see.
Like, but like a Nintendo shirt that doesn't say Nintendo Mario Brothers, it'll just have like the mushroom, like an 8th character on it. It'll have like Wario on it, like a silhouette of him.
Right. No, that's the point that what you were saying reminded me of, is that the difference between the Hollywood douche, I think, and the hipster is that the hipster not only are they, you know, quote unquote smarter, or they should know better, but also there's almost a sense of insincerity, I think, about what they do. It's like everything's like a joke. Like they don't, for example, talking about fashion, I don't think, you know, when they put on their little uniform with a sweatband and like a trucker hat and a shitty mustache, it looks like it's from 1890. I don't think they actually think that looks good. Like it looks like you know, if you talk about fashion, like things that fit well, things that look nice. At least the Hollywood douche thinks that he looks nice. Yeah. In a way, you know what I mean? Like nice jeans, like worrying about the jeans. Whereas a hipster, their whole deal is looking like they fucking woke up in the fucking 1972 fucking
subverting mainstream. Yeah, I think they're subverting mainstream over looking like the way they actually sincerely want to look. But like, I just think that like there's more parody within like that group than other sort of any sort of subculture of fashion.
Right. Agreed.
You know, like the thin hoodie, the tight Western shirt, like the gray and sort of light black jeans.
Yeah.
They're like sort of like tapered and tight, skinny jeans, and like sort of pulled down. Sometimes they'll throw in that like semi like rocker belt in there.
Yep.
Like, you know, like sort of like the kids from Fairfax High wear. They'll throw in like that.
I just can't stand the mustaches, and like those mustaches. Some of those mustaches look terrible, and I'm like, are you serious? It's like, the thing is, like, if you were one of the first people to grow one of those ironic mustaches, okay. But guess what, man? You walk into a party, man. Swear to God, half the people have these fucking ironic, like either like handlebar or like, or Yosemite Sam or like Raleigh Fingers type mustaches.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, like, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway, and
this is, you know, this is all with, you know, my disclaimer and our disclaimer is that, you know, we're part hipster, you know, we're part of the ideology, like, in many ways. I just think that the fashion applications of a lot of this is just, you know, there needs to be something, you know, shaken up. Like, it feels like it's been the same look for a long time. It feels like there's no individuality within it. Like, it's almost like people are doing the conformity on purpose to be like, this is something I identify with. You know, this is, like, I want to, like, be grouped in with this, like, just the way, like, you know, the mods or whatever. Like,
yeah. They
tried to, like, dress like the mods. They want to be in the mod sort of, like, movement.
Right. Yeah, it'd be nice if, you know, we had some hipsters who, you know, want to weigh in and, you know, send us some comments. That'd be great. Because, you know, it'd be nice to have a hipster or two here with us and we can ask them some questions and you know, kind of get their motivation. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're not even putting that much thought into it. Maybe they just go to Urban Outfitters and buy what's on the shelf. Maybe they're not. You know, maybe there's no.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no malice there. Maybe,
I don't think there's a lot of malice.
Yeah, there has to be some.
There has to be some. Yeah, there has to be some.
I mean, they're wretched, hateful, spiteful creatures that run around, you know, mocking everything, basically. They actually have no positive outlook about anything other than ironic kind of nostalgia, you know.
Yeah, I feel like there is some mean-spirited stuff coming from, like, yeah, from the hipsters. I feel like hipsters would make fun of, like, my collection of Men's Health back issues, like the fact that I subscribe and, like, religiously, like, sort of making fun of mainstream stuff. I feel like, yeah.
That's their whole shtick. I'm not mainstream, but guess what? You're something stream. You're shit stream is what they are.
Yeah.
Apologies to any hipsters that we know that are friends. Rock on. We love you. If you're our friends, if you're our friends, then you're cool. But if you're not our friends, you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, just going off the hipster thing, this is something that you and I have noticed. Me and Ted go to the LA Fitness on Hollywood and something. It's
on La Brea and
Hollywood. I think it's Hollywood and Sycamore or something like that. It's right off La Brea, Hollywood and La Brea. And anyway, that's where me and Ted go to the gym. And speaking of hipsters, last point about hipsters. My God, what is going on with the hipsters at the gym? I feel like I've been in a Jane Fonda 1972 workout video the whole time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And what's upsetting too is, like, and I want to do this, like, Tumblr website where, you know, just hipsters who can kick your ass, because there are some ones who are wearing, like, the short, like, 70s running shorts, and these guys are just yoked, and they can just, like, just crush me. Like, they've got, like, the 1890s, like, you know, like that Portlandia bit, you know, of, like, the sort of, like, strongman type mustache.
Yep.
And they've got, like, the yellow, like, like shorts with like a 4-inch inseam.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know.
And,
What's up with
and
that?
like high socks. High socks is a big one.
Yes, the high socks with the stripes.
With the Adidas Sambas.
Okay, yep.
These you'll see the same people basically in all the which is not a shock. Like I guest played in a dodgeball game up at
yes, dodgeball is a great.
Poinsettia. At Poinsettia Park.
That's a great place to find these people.
Yeah.
Dodgeball.
Spirit hoods were worn.
Nice.
During the dodgeball game.
Wow. That's nice. Yeah.
A spirit hood is for those people who aren't sure. The spirit hood is like it's like an animal thing. Vanessa Hudgens wears them. Basically, it's a hat that makes you look like a bear or a wolf, and then it has these long sort of hands that come down that you can put your hands into. It's like sort of a part like bear suit, part like hat.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I think they're fun.
Yeah,
I think they're fun.
Again, I mean, they're kind of jumping the shark. Everyone has one. I mean, you know.
There's a stand in the Grove that's just sort of like cheaper spirit hoods.
Exactly. When there's a kiosk in the huge mall, then you know that then they've reached a certain point of saturation. But they are good. They're really interesting. When I first saw them, I was like, holy shit, these are awesome things. I definitely want to get one. But then, like anything, everyone started wearing them, so I can't wear them. But wow, I'm sounding really bitter this episode.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay though. I'm just gonna go with it.
We're a little bit salty, but that's fine.
So next fashion trend.
Yeah. Lastly, on spirit hoods, there's like a really good. If people are going to Disneyland recently, I got the Mal series, so I didn't want to get two hats. But there's a really good Dale from Chip and Dale hat that sort of is a sort of a trompe l'oeil, like helmet type furry like hat that it's around $19. If you're gonna go to Disneyland soon, so Dale's the one with the red nose. He's the sort of like goofier one.
Okay.
And the gap teeth. Chip was the sort of level-headed one, actually.
Yeah, he was the hot one.
Here's the everyman.
Yeah, the hot everyman.
I think he was like the audience surrogate.
He was the every monk.
I think he played the role of audience surrogate.
Think so?
Yeah, I think he's a sort of like, I feel like he was like sort of the William Holden character in Sunset Boulevard.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the scholarly literature on that would tend to corroborate your viewpoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about let's switch it towards the light, towards the good stuff, and let's talk about some good fashion trends that are going down.
Yeah.
How about the fedora? Or is that good yet? Is that good or is it bad? I kind of like it. At first, when the fedora got popular, I didn't like it. Now I'm kind of like, okay, I don't like to see it too much.
It's tough. It's tough. I like the idea of like a man in the gray flannel suit, Greg Peck, like fedora that's a little bit bigger. I like the idea of like a gentleman fedora.
Okay.
I don't like the ones that like have the weird print on them and you can get them at Lids. Special shout out to Dave Eskander. He had one that was kind of very LA. Like he looked cool. But it was a little bit too LA, like sort of the smaller one.
Yeah.
Like the Neo, the artist, the singer.
Okay, right.
I feel like he wears the sort of small one.
Yeah.
It's almost like a pork pie hat.
Almost a pork pie.
But not quite.
I hate pork pie hats, by the way.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I support like a Indiana Jones or a Greg Peck. Like a nice wool felt fedora. Like go to John Helmer in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, John Helmer haberdasher. Over there downtown
outfitter
Portland.
for gentlemen.
Yep, gentleman's outfitter.
I'm a 7 3/8.
Yep. Send those over to us. Wow. Let's see.
Yeah. What's other good things? So what's your take on the fedora?
Like I said, I at first I was like, I guess for me, as you're guessing here, that. I don't like ubiquity. I kind of like and that's a tough call. Maybe that's too stringent of a standpoint or a standard to have. But the minute anything gets big, I just like classic things and things that if you like it, you should wear it. I don't think you should wear something, so at first I didn't like the fedora. Now I kind of like it. I actually bought one at Marshall's. By the way, fashion, talking about fashion and everything like that, Marshall's is one of my favorite places. I don't like Ross that much, but I like Marshall's. So I would say it's okay. I bought one and I kind of like wearing it. So like, I guess
it looks cool. Sometimes it's fun to give in to mainstream things and be like, all right, I look current. Like,
right.
And the thing is about fashion is, the more you follow it and the more you're up to date, the more likely you are to be out of fashion. If you just wear Levi's 501s and a white crew neck t-shirt, you're never going to be bleeding edge.
Right.
But you always sort of be fine. It's just, it's people who like really fall, like, you know, if it's 1988 and you're wearing like, you know, like a really cool, like, you know, double-breasted Armani suit like Eric Clapton did in like the, you know, or the Journeyman tour, like you're super in fashion, right? But 5 years later, that was completely out of style.
Right.
So like if you go completely like, if you're cool in like 1992 and you had all the Dayglow neon stuff and like were really mainstream cool, then 6 years later you're completely out of fashion. Right. So like the more you follow it, like the harder you fall. You know, and it's mercurial.
But no, I agree with what your point though about, you know, whenever because I'm pretty like salty when it comes to, as you can tell, I'm pretty salty about you know, adopting new fashions, but you're right. Every time that I do, I say like, okay, you know, let go. You know, let it in, and you know, buy some jeans that have a slightly different cut. Buy, you know, a different kind of shirt or whatever like that. You know, and I'm usually happy when I do. You know, so yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I agree, and What else have we been liking? When we each got a pair of Levi's, were they 517s or 514s? What are they? 511s?
I don't know, but yeah, we got some. They're called slim fit. They're not that slim.
Yeah, they're called like.
I thought they were 550.
All right, so these are Levi's 514.
Okay, 514.
And they're described as slim straight, and I find they fit a little bit more loosely than some 501s that I have. And I think 501s, like, I don't think they've stayed with the exact formula. Remember, like, you say Ezra got some ones that are a little bit baggier?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe had like a more like sort of boot cut. They got like a G.I. Joe's years ago.
Shout out to Ezra. How you doing, buddy?
What's
Everyone
up,
at the Deer Lodge up in Portland, Oregon.
Because those 6'4s I have, and just for the listener, when we say 6'4", when we're talking about jeans, that just means 36, 34.
Right. That's 36 waist, 34 inseam, 6'4".
So when you get Levi's 501 shrink to fits, you got to get them in a bigger size. So a 6'4" is actually pretty snug fitting.
Yeah, they are.
8'6" are actually sort of a loose fit, even though, you know, neither of us wear a 38 in any other pant. What I'm working with on these 514s are a 4'2", which is 34, 32.
Wow.
And they're described as a slim straight, and I feel like they're a little bit looser than my 6'4" shrink to fit Levi 501s that I got in, you know, maybe the early 2000s, and just sort of stayed with them until the patina got to be just right there.
Yeah.
You know, those have the wash that like companies like Diesel try to like recreate. You know?
Oh yeah, no.
Natural whiskers, you know.
Yep. Well, I call the 6'4" and a shrink to fit. I call that the sexual fit.
Yep.
Because they hug everything just right.
All the right spots.
Yeah.
Those
I have some 8'6" shrink to fits right now, and they're very comfortable everyday jean. And I actually have a part where the break in there's a break in part right where my junk is, and it's really nice. It
highlights it in a classy way.
Very classy. I mean, this is as classy as it gets. I mean, you know, Renoir couldn't have done it better. But yeah, I like those new. What were they called? 514s?
They're 514s, and they're called slim straight. But I find them to be like a very like simple sort of straight, but not too. It almost like there's plenty of room at the bottom. They don't feel like sometimes sometimes you'll get jeans described as straight, and because there's zero flare or zero sort of like stovepiping down the leg, it'll almost appear tapered, even though they've maintained a similar diameter.
Right.
These ones keep it pretty like. There's plenty of diameter here on the bottom.
Okay.
And you know, they're almost like a workman type cut. They almost fit like a good pair of Dickies in a way.
Okay. Yeah, I've been happy with them.
We've got like a dark rinse, you know.
So so what's your take on boot cut? How long before boot cuts are back in style? Because at this point, arguably, they're as far out of style as they've ever been.
It's pretty tough. You know what the weird thing is? 7 for All Mankind is still really making a lot of boot cut.
Really?
You know, you go over to Nordy Rack and sort of look through those. They call it like their flagship original fit. So I think they must have started like whenever. Yeah, the boot cut, like the flary boot cut, man. Oh.
They're so navy. They're so sailor. You know?
Yeah, they're so like. Yeah, they're a little bit like Brady Bunch style.
I mean, the thing is, man, it just sucks so bad because my girlfriend at the time bought me some bootcut like Banana Republic khakis, and I was like, oh, I don't want to wear these. I look like a galer.
That was back when they were cool.
I know that was back when they were cool. So that was the beginning. That was when they first started to get back into style, and then I moved to LA and I got some Page denim boot, and I got two pair. I got 2 pair of these boot cut.
I think those still work though. The Pages.
But I
don't like flat pockets on my jeans though. I don't like flat back pockets on my jeans. I know you
don't like flat pockets. I know
so True Religion does.
Yeah.
True Religion's pretty much jumped the shark, right?
Oh my God.
Nobody wears True Religion. No.
If any of our listeners still wear True Religion jeans, please let us know. Stop it and let us know.
Yeah.
Stop immediately and then let us know.
Yeah.
Take them off.
White contrast stitching, like weird big flat back pockets.
Yeah. No, I remember.
The band Train mentions them in a song.
Yeah.
Like when Train mentions you in a song, like.
Oh my God.
Done.
Yeah, forget about it. No, Ted, I told you this story about David Spade. He would waltz around his agency's building in maroon True Religions, and I was like, really, man, you're an awesome guy, but why? And not only did he just have them, he had them probably almost every time I saw him. He had them at least 8 or 9 times, with the contrast stitching and maroon True Religions. They look so interesting.
That's David Spade though. It's an American original. Shout out.
No, shout out to David Spade. Love you. Awesome guy.
But yeah, like he sort of marches to the beat of his own.
But yeah, about my boot cut Page jeans. You know, I doubled up on it.
When did you get 2 pair? Because this is the thing we talked about recently.
07 or something, and it was right at the end.
You got 2 pair at the same time, or did you circle back?
Nope, same time, man. Different wash, dark wash, normal wash.
I thought you got 1 and then you just circled back. No.
And this is the thing, and I got into it right at the tail end, and so I like doubled up right at the wrong time, and that's what pains me. If I would have just bought 1 pair at the tail end, okay, I can deal with that. But the double up at the end kills me.
This is what I talked about when I got these 514s. I thought about ordering some other ones. I got them at Nordstrom. I think this is the only size they had because it was the half yearly sale. Or only one of this size they had. So I didn't, or I think they'll only have the same wash too. But I thought about ordering some online because like I discovered that I liked them.
Right.
Like, I tried them on. I was like, yeah, I think this will work. And then I wore them a little bit, and I was like, these are kicking ass. I was about to just hop online and get like a different, a couple other washes, right? But every time. This is just like buying in bulk with things you like.
Yeah.
It rarely works.
Yep. Why is that? Is there a higher power? Is it the devil?
I think we notice it more. I think we notice. I mean, because look, there is a time that I've bought in semi bulk that has worked. What I work with is my Banana Republic khakis, which when I had a job that required a little bit more. I'm trying to get the size here.
He's taking off his pants, folks. Just so you know.
What I have here, when I had a job, we had to dress a little bit better than how I currently dress, and I wanted to not do laundry often. I hit the Banana Republic chinos pretty hard, And what these are Banana Republic Straight Fit Gavin in 34-34, and I have about 4 or 5 pairs of them.
You have 44 pairs of them?
4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
4 or 5 pairs. I'm wearing stone ones right now. I have 2 just double up, exact same ones in the standard khaki. Actually, maybe they're the British khaki. They're sort of darker. And I don't regret it. They're a little baggy, but they're a good, just everyday khaki. Like,
yeah, those
they fit up here. I'm wearing this without a belt right now.
Oh God, yeah.
They're straight fit. They're not slim fit. I mean, you can make an argument they're a little baggy, but they're not like slouching.
No, they look good.
That's a time it has worked out where I've bought in bulk and doubled up. But you've done it a couple times. You bought the 3 pair at Nordstrom Rack of those thick polo chinos, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I never wore them. I never fucking wore them.
One was like a rich navy.
They were nice khakis, but the problem was
those were nice
cut.
pants. Those were nice panting. I like when people say like in the J. Crew catalog like suiting
And shirting. Yeah.
It was nice panting though.
Well, that's why I bought them, because I hadn't ever felt how they're so thick. They're so thick and nice and luxurious, and that's why I bought them. I bought a navy, I bought a khaki, and I bought a black. And I don't even know. I think I must have gotten rid of them, because it's just like, if the cut is not right, you don't wear them. That's the thing. Like, they need, like, everything needs to fit right. You know. I mean, if something doesn't fit right, you're not going to wear it, even though it might be the nicest material, nicest pattern, whatever, nicest brand. It's just got to feel right. And that was the thing. They just like. So that was another depressing part. Like, I mean, I have fashion issues. I have fissues.
No.
Yeah.
No, stop it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's never right. I never get it right.
That's not true. You're looking for that.
Well,
you're looking for the negative. Like, just be like, and like, I think that for every time that the mass buy doesn't work, there are times it's worked. Don't you have some Nordy dress shirts that you hit up? Boom, boom, boom. That you like?
Yeah, that was after years of fashion failure.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna do like, I think like having like a pilot program with something, and like letting them go 2 months and then jumping.
I think that might be works. Yeah,
because I want to get another pair of these 514s. I want to get them sort of like a light medium.
Yeah,
not light, medium. Light jeans are funny. Remember those light jeans that you found in the basement?
Yes. The crotch ripped out on both pairs. And so I wasn't able to...
Those light jeans were brilliant, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's so like Van Halen or like 1983 or like 84. It's so like arcade pizzeria, like, after school BMX.
They're that, and they're also like Kent Siebold. What's up, Kent? Mr. Siebold teacher.
Mr. Siebold from still at Cleveland High School in Portland, Oregon?
English.
Okay, English teacher. Hello, Cleveland.
Good light jeans with a banded collar shirt. It's kind of Matt Perry.
And Jesus sandals. Yep.
Maybe Jesus sandals.
Definitely.
Well, like the Doc Martin sandals, where like had a shitload of like strapping.
Maybe, yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah.
It's like everyone had those.
Those are nice.
What's up, Kyle Zimmerman, Robbie Treblehorn? All those guys had those.
Yeah, everyone had
like
those.
$110 Doc Martin like Hirachi sandals that was like they almost ceased to be sandals because they had so much leather on them.
Yeah. So.
Light jeans, man.
Light jeans, yes.
They're a product of the 90s.
Or the 80s. I think the 80s.
Yes. The uniformly light was the 90s. The sort of like acid washy or like jeans that were worn until they were light, I think is 80s. I think in the 90s people started to realize let's just uniformly like have them at the store like that. I remember getting some J. Crew jeans that were light. I feel like Eddie Bauer was a great place to get light jeans in the 90s.
Yes. Yes.
Light jeans and a plaid.
Yeah. So
also, plaid's been back for like 4 years now, and I used to wear so many goddamn plaid shirts.
Plaids were your jams.
But the new thing is now that they're plaid, but they're a little bit more fitted.
They're fitted.
Like my college uniform was basically plaid shirt, Columbia Sportswear fleece, khakis, and some Timbs.
Yeah, I'm liking
those plaid shirts of the early 2000s. you know, mid 2000s were much boxier.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm liking the more fitted shirts these days. That's cool. That's cool.
That too.
Why do you need all the extra fabric?
Yeah, you know? It's a weird sort of hybrid. Like if you go to like J. Crew's like sort of catalog or you know just sort of homepage for a lot of their shirts are these sort of like rustic sort of like outdoorsman plaids, but with like a slimmer cut. So it's sort of like a hybrid of sort of being hip with sort of.
It's definitely a hybrid. Yeah.
Shout out to Pendleton, who still makes the best plaid shirt around.
Pendleton, Oregon. Pendleton Woolen Mills.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mort Bishop, you know, runs the company. He was a Cornell Sigma Chi. You know.
Nice.
They've been doing that for years. You know, for probably like 100 years.
Yeah.
They're expensive though. They're not cheap.
Well, yeah. I mean, Beach Boys originally called the Pendletons because they wore Pendleton shirts in their surfing. Yep. Totally cool.
Pendleton Woolen Mills, man.
All right, so we're coming up on our episode time. The producers giving me the wrap it up here. But let's do this to wrap things up. Let's go. Let's end with each of ours. Right now, our favorite outfit, ideal outfit.
Okay.
You wanna go? You wanna shoot?
For me, I haven't mentioned this. I have a horsehide jacket that I got in 2004 that I ordered from an online place called Aero, A-E-R-O, Aero Leathers. It's in Scotland, and they make leather jackets with the specifications of like various decades. This one's like a 50s half belt style. It's like a standard sort of 50s like leather jacket made out of real horsehide, and it's thick as hell. I love it. It's finally like starting to get awesome patina. Horsehide is the best patina. It just takes years, you know. You know what? Right now, give me Bruce on the cover of Darkness as my look. You know what? It's gonna be horsehide jacket. It's gonna be white V-neck. It's gonna be a pair of Levi's. And what I'm gonna do right now, because I'm not, you know, I don't wear my cowboy boots that much. There's these black, like crappy, like semi, like half dress shoes that I just slip on. That are just like worn in, and they almost have like a patina of their own. They're kind of like they're sort of collegey in that they're like just sort of worn in, shitty. Like you know, they're not even like a good brand. They're like I think they're called Venturini or something. I probably got them at like Broadway Shoe Company. But they're just worn in. They're just crappy low top, like Oxford style, like non-cap toe, no lip really.
Okay.
You know, right there. You know.
Yeah. Nice.
Why the fuck not?
Yes, I've seen you in that outfit. It's a good outfit. Yeah. So my current outfit basically would go off of what there's outfits that I think look good, and there's outfits that I'm most comfortable in, and kind of the one I'm most comfortable in and that looks good together is probably like I'd probably go the one where you go and you don't have to think you're not thinking about what you're wearing, but you still look good. You know what I mean?
There's an underlying confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not fidgeting, you're not adjusting.
Exactly. Yeah. See, because sometimes when I get like quote unquote dressed up or whatever like that, I'll put on like a nice shirt that I don't wear all the time or something like that, or something that I don't wear all the time. You know, like you said, I'll be fidgeting with it. I'll be worrying about the tuck. I'll be looking in the mirror too much, and then I'm not engaged. I'm not. You know, I'm not myself. I'm not in the moment. I'm not. You know, at the party. So
checking the tuck.
I'm a tuck freak. I'm a tuck freak. My tuck needs to be perfect.
Remember the 90s when you do the tuck and you pull it out so the blousey thing would look, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's pretty Matt Perry too. It's like Matt Perry's like that's 90s fashion right there.
Yeah. Well, remember Bappa? Shout out to Bappa, our grandpa Spence Gill.
What's up, Grandpa?
Out in Southeast Portland. Hope you're doing okay.
So would.
But he told us at one Thanksgiving to get the tuck really like tight. He would use a rubber band.
Would put a rubber band from like the second button behind it down to like the belt or the button of the pants behind the shirt.
Yeah, so he would rubber band his shirt to his pants.
Yeah, and he also does an inverted fold up when he folds up his shirt. When he rolls up
on
the
sleeves,
he folds it in and out. It's kind of clean. It's kind of clean.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's
cleaner.
If you know, yeah. Okay.
So what's your ideal outfit?
Okay, my ideal outfit would be t-shirt, like a t-shirt.
What shirt? One of the new V-necks?
Yeah, I'm going with the new V-necks. I like the V-necks.
Public opinion, you know those are like 55 cotton, 45 poly?
That must be why they're so like soft.
They're soft and they're not shrinking.
They're not shrinking. Yeah, which is
So
big. I hate.
yeah.
But no, I was telling you about the V-necks the other day. I've been wearing the V-necks, as you know, that we got over Christmas, and then I put on a crew neck the other day, and God, I felt like I was choking.
Yeah.
I felt like I was choking to death, and I kept pulling on it like I was pulling off of a yoke.
Yeah. It's all what you're used to.
It's all what you're used to, and so I would say probably a V-neck shirt, V-neck T-shirt, and then like a blazer. I have like a collection of like 5 or 6 blazers. Probably like a black Hugo Boss blazer, maybe like a semi tweed blue blazer, and then maybe some khakis or jeans, either one. And then I just got some like kind of semi casual wingtips. I've never had wingtips before. Wingtip Oxfords by Cole Haan. They're not like true dress shoes. They're kind of like made to like wear in a kind of.
They have the air pocket because I think Nike bought Cole Haan.
Yeah, they have the air. They have the air in them in kind of like a hybrid sole, so it's kind of half rubber. So that would be my ideal outfit. I think it looks sharp, but I'm also comfortable. Because I have a T-shirt. T-shirt and a blazer is kind of where I'm at.
T-shirt, blazer, jeans.
Yeah.
What jeans?
Probably the new 514s.
514s, yeah.
Yeah.
They're crispy, man.
I like the way they fit.
Nice.
All right, so that's episode 3 on fashion trends, and I'm sure we'll circle back to this topic because it's an ever-changing topic. But we just wanted to thank everyone for listening, and thank everyone. And Ted, do you have anything to say at the end?
Speaking of Cole Haan made a great belt that I had. This is pre-Nike buyout.
Okay.
I had in the 90s. Gabe asked us to shout out. You remember that belt I had that was thick, that the really big brass buckle, and Gabe was always envious of it and like asked me like where he got it.
Gabe, if you remember that, could you email us? Thanks.
Yeah, I think he probably will. I'm sure we've revisited it. But I had a really great Cole Haan belt in the 90s. It was just my go-to.
So great, yeah. That's our show, and keep listening, everyone. Keep sending in those comments, those great emails. We appreciate them. Keep the questions coming, and keep telling your friends all about us. And,
and shout out to Flanagan, yeah, dude. Sorry I got some of the story facts wrong, but that was funny.
Okay, corrections. Yes, our corrections segment is taking place right now. It's in our first episode. Ted referred to an episode with Mike Flanagan, who was one of his frat brothers at Cornell, about.
Yeah, an anecdote about people taking his phone and calling a bunch of people. I guess they called someone else too, and it was actually sort of not a fun experience. But
it wasn't as fun as we made it sound. Apparently,
yeah, it wasn't.
More of an ordeal, if you will.
Yeah,
funny in retrospect, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we're laughing about it now. But what's up, Mike?
So yeah, if you want to get the whole story, definitely go to our website or email us, and we can give you the whole write up, and we'll give you Flanagan's contact info so you can get in contact with him and get the whole lowdown if you want to.
Yeah, just loop me in on that.
Yep. So anyway, we'll see you next time for episode 4, and we're signing off from Bert and Ted's excellent adventure. Peace.
See you guys.